I want to talk about actually the discovery that basically Hale is a version of Dolores, which you were sort of doing all through season 2, but as an audience member, you're not entirely clued into who this version of Hale is until I think episode 4. So that's an interesting challenge for you to, I would imagine, to be playing essentially the same person in different bodies with different kinds of experiences. How did you work on that?
There were some little essential physicalities and things about Dolores, but Tessa does such an amazing job at taking that and then creating this other version of her, which I think can stand alone. It was really fascinating doing these scenes together, these really intimate scenes, and it gave those scenes a different kind of emotional weight. I mean, the crew didn't know that we were playing the same person, but we knew. And it was kind of a strange exercise in what would it be like if you could talk to yourself, if you could comfort yourself, if you could see yourself separate, you know, and still be connected and on such a deep level, but still be completely autonomous of one another. I mean, it was fascinating. I don't think we've ever really seen anything like that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And so how did you work on that? Because, you know, you're essentially playing two different people at once. Sort of outwardly, you're trying to convince people you're Hale, but inwardly, you know you're a different person. How does that work for you as an actor?
I don't know. It's a hard question to answer because it's like a practical question about something that's sort of like instinct. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I think by and large, as humans in general, we modulate our behavior depending on who we're in front of. You are a different Adam in front of us today than you are with probably anybody else in your life. So I think we're adept at doing that. We make micro adjustments constantly. You can't tell me how you do it, right?
Right.
We just do it. So it's hard to quantify it or to qualify, but I will say we had already started the work last season. I had asked her questions. You know, Evan is so good as Dolores and so seamless at playing this host, at imbuing a robot with a sense of real humanity, but there are physical adjustments she does to make it a skosh away from just a human. So I asked her about those, which is cool. It's like, you know, actors are so cagey about talking about how they do what they do because it's like alchemy. So it's really cool that she's not one of the actors. She's like, oh, I do this and I do that and I do this and I do that. You know, it's really cool that she can do that, and I can like say like, can you send me a voice memo and say this line, and she'll do it. So I'd started to do that. The fascinating thing I think about this season in particular is, yes, she's this iteration of Dolores in some ways, but then I think one central question that it's asking is, we have our own nature, our nature that's fundamental to us, but how much is it affected by our circumstance? And I would posit quite a lot. So, you know, she's one thing and then she goes into the world, and just by having to be Charlotte and literally walk in her shoes, her nature is changed and altered. So by the end of the season, she becomes her own thing in a way. And for me, just to perform that is a gift. I think you always want to be breaking new ground. You want to be inside of having to play something that is confounding even to you, because that makes it engaging and exciting.